post his motherfucking stats. You know, you know, I'm not going to gloat. I'm not going to show my ass today. Maybe tomorrow I might show my ass. Not literally. I won't literally show my ass. I'd get in trouble if I showed my ass. I'd get banned off of YouTube. I won't really show my ass, but figuratively speaking, I might show my ass tomorrow. But Lonzo is a Chicago Bull. So, will I be doing Pelican stuff? Not really. I'll probably still keep up with Bi, Zion, Josh Hart if he's still there, maybe a couple other Pelicans, because I still like most of the Pelicans core group of guys. No, Jackson Hayes and them. Um, but will I be doing exclusively Pelicans content? No, I'll be doing Chicago Bulls stuff now. And man, I tell you, man, I'm cool. I'm really cool right now. I had to get my Chicago Bulls hat that I already had stored up for this situation. I got it a couple years ago because my future sight is godlike. But no, I didn't get my hat because of that. I just got the hat because I like Chicago Bulls colors, the red and black, but with the bull on the front. Anywho, 85 million, man. 4 years. It's 21.25 million a year. Pretty good. But let me keep it 100 with y'all. All right. Expectations got to change with this money. Expectations got to change with this money. See, he was teetering the fence a little bit. Rookie contract. Okay. So the baby time for Lonzo is officially done. You're getting paid now. You got to go and show up on the court. That don't mean that Lonzo got to go out here and drop 20 something points a game. It would be nice, but that ain't what that means. My expectations for Zoe depends on his teammates. Actually, it doesn't have as much to do with him. If he ascends to the point to where he can take over a game solo, then he will be markedly underpaid for what he can do, and Griff should be fired immediately. Immediately. Um, there's a future where I can see Lonzo going out here dropping like 24, 11, and 7. Honestly, do I think it's likely to happen? No, but again, this depends on his teammates. Now, only things that have happened. First of all, let's talk about this trade. Okay, let me go ahead and get this out the way. I will admit I was caught in the genjutsu. I was caught in the illusion because I could have sworn that was a 3-team trade that involved Laurie to Charlotte, Graham to New Orleans, and Zoe to Chicago. Then I saw it and I was like, oh, it's Thomas Satoransky and Temple. I still thought the other parts were still there. I just thought, oh, okay, they added, those two. Come to find out, that was a straight up trade. Sign and trade. Zoe to the Bulls for Tomas Satoransky and Garrett Temple. And a second, I was like, yo, that nigga Griff trash. And so I was like, wow. Then I thought about it. I was like, nigga, they still got Laurie and Thad Young. They could trade both of them. And so I was like, shit, the Bulls got more moves they can make. Meanwhile, I ain't gonna get into the Pelicans, but they've been quiet. You know, the only reason they were noticed was because of Lonzo, and that trade literally was the first domino to fall. By the way, let's talk about that for a minor second. How dare the audacity of these motherfuckers to sit here and talk about, well, Kyle Lowry gonna be the first domino to fall because he's gonna fuck that nigga. That nigga wasn't even a first. Now it took like an hour for his deal to get done. Zoe within the first minute, Lonzo to Chicago, 85 million. The audacity of these motherfuckers to disrespect the big baller brand and that motherfucker LeVar Ball and the Ball family. They put that shit out first. Nigga said we might not have been the number one pick. We was the number two pick, but nigga, we the number one with news. Anywho, the Chicago Bulls can make some moves. Now, one of the moves I didn't predict seeing, Alex Caruso just signed with them. Now, people are gonna look at this move and think, what the fuck? Because I know if I initially thought, what the fuck, but then I think about it. One of the weaknesses of the Bull was defense at the point of attack. They got two defensive guards in Lonzo and Alex. Both, by the way, who played together on the Lakers. Not going to get into that. But you got two big defensive point guards that'll work. Now, I know they drafted Ayo, who's really a combo guard, but he's kind of like I think he's a backup slash insurance plan. And I think to some degree, so is Alex Caruso. I think if Zoe gets hurt, you could start Kobe White and still have Ayo and Caruso on the bench. Speaking of Kobe White, he had surgery on his shoulder, so he's going to be out, I think, 5 months. Um, so somebody is going to have to come off the bench in that spot. It may be Ayo. Probably come in for Zach LaVine. So, so far, their depth chart is looking like Zoe, LaVine. We're only talking backcourt right now. Caruso. Hold on. Sorry about that. I got an email about my job. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the hell am I getting this shit for? I'll take care of it's some shit I gotta take care of for my job. But anyway, we can get into that. Um their backcourt is Zach and Zoe, and then off the bench, Kobe White probably is the sixth man. But since he's out, it's gonna be Caruso, Ayo, and then you also got Kobe. Now, potentially Kobe might not be there because there could be a potential sign and trade. Well, not sign and trade. But there could be a trade that happens that sends him elsewhere because that's a lot of guard depth. Now they may be looking to groom Ayo for the future, which you could sit there and have him redshirt for the year, which is fine. Um, but we'll see what happens. I that kind of the Caruso thing took me off guard, but in a vacuum, thinking about it, it makes sense. Um, we got light skin connection backcourt now. We got the even well hell even Caruso's white, so I mean, we call it white skin connection. Maybe I don't know, but you got that the UCLA backcourt. You got Z2K is something I came up with because Zach and Zoe. Um, I mean, there's so many ways we could go with this. We're gonna figure it out though. We're gonna come up with a name for that backcourt. But my God, 6'6" and 6'7", and I've been seeing Zach LaVine play defense in the Olympics. If you tell him he gonna play defense, a lot of my concerns about Vooch at the five might go away a little bit. If you're telling me we're gonna get defensive productivity out of Zach. Speaking of which, he made some comments about being signed or getting his contract. Basically, I'm not gonna give y'all the full spiel. Basically, my brother said, "Look, man, I rocked with y'all when nobody else did. I helped build what we're working toward now. Don't fuck me. It's in like just it don't matter if it's at the beginning of free agency after we get everybody else signed. Give me my money. Pay me max." I'm sure the Bulls are going to pay him max. There's no way you don't pay him max. Okay, if you do, you lose him. Or if you give him anything less, he's going to go somewhere else, and then all this shit goes up in flames. They're going to pay him the max. I literally have no doubts about that, unless he's going to be used to get traded for like a Devin Booker or something. Now, I'm not saying that's just going to happen. I'm not saying that, but that would be the only situation where I would see they wouldn't pay him. Now, the backcourt is going to shoot threes. They're going to knock down threes. Between Zoe and Zach, they're going to knock down threes. Kobe White, to some degree, can help in that facet. I'm not sure about Ayo's capabilities. I know very little about him. I'm not going to speak on him. Caruso, I don't know what he's done since I was last following the Lakers, so I'm not going to speak on him. At least the backcourt of Zoe and Zach, you're not going to be able to leave them open from three. Now, Thaddeus Young and Pat Will. Thad may not be on this team. Pat will. And we're going to have to expect a jump from him. I think he averaged like 6 or 7 points last season. He didn't take that many shots. I ain't got no issue with that. He's got to be 13, 14, 15 this year. And I think he averaged a pretty good clip from three, even though he didn't take that many a game. Look, Vooch can space the floor, so that's three guys in your starting lineup that can shoot. If Pat Will can shoot, that's four. Don't know what's going to happen with Thaddeus Young. Maybe they trade him or Laurie for another guy. I'm hoping we see something soon so I can start putting together some analysis for you guys and start breaking down some things that I see. But I can tell you right now, I'm not satisfied with the roster construction of this team. Being patient because this is free agency and I understand that moves are being made. Okay? I know Laurie will not be on this team. He's going somewhere. Minnesota, the Spurs, somewhere. He's not going to be on this team. The question is, what are they getting back? I truly don't believe this team is going to be a very high rebounding team, unless you're telling me you're going to put Zoe and Zach LaVine to be under the rim, but that's like impossible to me because they're going to be guarding so much on the perimeter. You might tell Zach to run down the court and let Zoe get the rebounds, which is an option. Vooch can definitely get rebounds double digits, but you're going to need more rebounding. I would expect to see them try to find somebody, a rebounding power forward. Um, JaVale McGee is off the market. I know there was mentions of him as a center, a backup center. Speaking of which, I don't really know who they have at backup center. I got to go do some research on the Bulls, and I apologize, you guys, for not having this information readily available. But I was keeping my mind open to the fact that maybe there were so many other options that could happen in free agency, and I didn't want to set my eyes on Chicago and ignore the fact that yes, the Pelicans could have made the move, Boston could have made a move, other teams could have made a move. As it stands right now, I'm not happy with the 3-point shooting on this team yet. Rebounding is still going to be an issue, and defense is still going to be an issue. Um, I think they're going to have to encourage Lonzo to be a three-way scorer. He's going to have to be able to get to the rim and shoot mid-range jump shots because here's the thing. I think for Zach and Zoe to truly take off, Zoe has to be a comparable backcourt mate. Like, we could talk about what his natural skill set is, and I got it. But what I think you need to do is you need to be able to put them both on the opposite end of the court. And Zoe needs to be able to contain or get some attention as well as Zach. Now, you can't, like, again, you can't, not that I say teams would, but you can't double off of Zoe's man to help on Zach because Zoe can punish you from three, and he's a playmaker. He's going to punish you. You're not going to double Lonzo, though. That's the other thing. So you're going to have to face guard Zach one on one, and you're going to have to some degree commit to Zoe, especially if Zoe is a better 3-point shooter next year, which I project he will be. Pat will, he don't take enough threes for it to matter, but he could be an amazing cutter. Um, I'm not sure that Zach Levine's passing is on that level to where that could matter on him finding a cut man, but Zoe is. I think Zoe is going to have his hands on the ball. He's going to have a lot of say on this offense. But if Pat Will can space the floor, if you double off of him, he can punish. Okay? I don't want to speak on that because I just don't feel like he's going to be on this team next year. It's just to me, like, let's think about this in a vacuum, right? You have Zach who's athletic as fuck. You got Zoe who's athletic, but he wants to run. Vooch is a slower, older, big guy, so he's not going to want to run as much. Pat is young and athletic. He can get up and down the floor. Three of the guys, at the very least, in your starting lineup is athletic and can run the floor. This team is going to want to move. Thaddeus Young, and I'm not going to say I'm the most knowledgeable on the dude, but I could see Vooch being a trail five who comes up late in transition. Zoe or Zach attack the basket. Maybe they get draw the defense in and you kick it out and Vooch gets an open three as the trail big. I could see situations where they break defenses down like that. But I'm still like this team, man. I have serious questions. Rebounding, they're going to be undersized at forward. Like, unless I that bothers me. Defense is so important for Lonzo teams. And I'm failing to see where the defense is going to come in. Now, I've heard links of DeMar DeRozan taking a pay cut to play there. He's not a small forward, and he's not somebody I want defending LeBrons and KDs and other guys like that. Paul George. That's not the pickup. I would prefer they go sacrifice Laurie or Thaddeus to try to go get Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes addresses all the issues with the exception of the rebounding. I don't think, and I think this is where my trepidation with the team comes in going forward, man. I don't think you can address all the issues with everybody that's there. And maybe I'll have to see the team play in action to change my mind. Or if they get certain pieces, I'll be like, okay, we're good. But again, those are my three things. And I mentioned this before, man. Now, Harrison Barnes, you put that out there, and I got Vooch. To some degree, it's like, okay, if Pat Will ain't hitting threes at a high level, you can live. You got four of the shooters on the team always on the court in the starting lineup. They're going to be one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. Harrison Barnes can guard, and he's smart. I like him a lot. Even though he's kind of older, he may not want to run, but he could take advantage of it because, hell, De'Aaron Fox, he's played with De'Aaron Fox for a couple of years now, so he should be good. At least for a little bit. But the rebounding, man. If a shot, I don't want the team being too 3-point happy because you start throwing up shots, you're going to lose rebounds. You're losing possessions. If we're going to take a bunch of threes, I still want guys under that can just go bully and get rebounds. So, matter of fact, if I'm being honest, if you told me we could get Harrison Barnes, Zion Williamson would be the perfect player next to this squad, honestly. And it's insane thinking that the Pelicans fans are not going to get to see something like that come to fruition because, my God, they got some good rookie players, but still. Anyway, let me not get into that. Motherfucker Griff, y'all. Anywho, that's my trepidation. Okay, I want to see the Bulls play with speed. I want to see them play aggressively on offense, and I want to see them play aggressively from the guard play on defense specifically. I want those guys, whoever's playing, that's why the Caruso pickup is good. When Zoe or Zach goes to the bench, one of the two, he's coming in and he's getting in someone's ass. And that is going to help. If you're telling me, okay, And I know there's some people talking about wings Zoe. Look, I don't give a shit. If Zoe is still getting the ball in transition and he's spotting up for threes, like when Caruso comes in and he's helping with the ball handling, he's conserving Lonzo energy for the game. I have no issue with that. If when it comes time to move in transition, you get a ball zone, everybody hit their spots. Hey, I have no problem with that with the bench unit. So, but anyway, Caruso is going to get into the defender and then Lonzo get into the other defender. That's great. That helps take some of the pressure off of your forwards. But again, the team still needs wings, and I don't think that there's enough of those guys on the market, which is why you're gonna have to trade. If you have to send Laurie somewhere, I think I would prefer the Spurs because they focus on guys in the fundamentals, and I think you're gonna find a better defensive piece from them. I'm not sure. I'm not like privy to their entire roster, but what I'm saying is it would make more sense to try to get him to San Antonio in a signing trade so that you can get something back that can maybe come in and help defend. Here's the thing. What I really want, what I here's I look at them like this, right? With Zoe, you're going to want to run fast. With Zach, you're going to want to run fast because honestly, their athletic ability. See, think about this, right? One of the problems with the Bulls last year is they couldn't really force turnovers, right? When you got the length of Lonzo and Zach, first of all, Lonzo's got enough length. He's in IQ. He's going to get his hands on balls. If he touches the ball, guess where Zach's going? He's gone. And I'm telling you, Zach is probably top five fastest players in the league. If you don't know, go watch this tape. His ability to get from point one end of the court to the other, he may be faster than De'Aaron Fox or even John Wall was in his prime. And that's fast. Like, he is amazingly fast. A tip ball from Lonzo to Zach LaVine is ending in buckets every fucking time. You're going to want to put pressure on teams to get that situation because that's going to be a W every fucking time, and I'll take that. If they decide they want to play small ball and play Caruso, Levine, Caruso, Zoe, Levine, Pat Will, and somebody else, whoever, that could work. And they're going to need to get up and down the court and stuff. But tall ball, man. Tall ball. I made a video talking about this. We're going from Zach to from Zoe to Zach. Pat Will is still around the same height. We need to get some more height. We need to get some more bodies back there. Um, Preferably another guy that can get you like 7 to 8 rebounds a game. If you tell me we're bringing in a guy who can space the floor and can get 7 to 8 rebounds a game and defend at a pretty high clip, I'm sold on the Bulls being. If that happens, I'm going to project the Bulls top four. And you might say, really, top four? I don't think they'll be better than Milwaukee. I don't think they'll be better than Brooklyn. I don't necessarily know that they'll be better than Philly, but that depends on what they bring back. I don't care. I haven't seen Atlanta make any major play yet that would have me thinking they're going to be superior. I think that they're going to be good, but I think there's going to be enough tape on them to kind of figure them out. I haven't seen the Knicks make a move that would project them higher to me. Um, and so to me, Miami they'll get Kyle Lowry. They will definitely be competitive. Toronto, I don't I haven't seen them get better yet. And again, this is early, but honestly, if you're telling me we're gonna get a, a forward like I mentioned, bruh, the Bulls top four, and I get Lamelo and Charlotte and Washington and all these other teams. Look, Chicago 4 seed, Chicago 4 seed. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Chicago 4 seed, bro. It is what it is. Um, they should be a 4 seed, bro. I just got to keep. Honestly, they're gonna have one of the best backcourt units in the league. My God, they got talent. Just off of Kobe, Caruso, Zoe, and Levine alone, they got one of the deepest, best backcourts in the fucking league. Like, there's gonna be teams that are wishing they had like teams like even though Kawhi opted out and he could do something funky like go sign for another team, or he could come back there, but he's not gonna play this year. They the the Clippers wish they had the backcourt. The Lakers wished they had the backcourt that Chicago's gonna have. Like so many teams. Like, look, let me not go there. Look, man, the Bulls should be good next season. Boston is still gonna be there though. Um, Tons of the other teams gonna be there. Depending on who they get, top four, and depending on what Philly happens, top three. I said it here first. Peace.